Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and to include the elder bishops on down, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to the elect, as we hopefully believe that we are. And once again, it's your brother Laban coming at you with another video. And this is just going to be me responding to the comment that DJ Trump made on the X. And he isn't speaking like the president at all, but rather he's speaking as someone which came from off the street somewhere, And, just goes to show you once again the state and the affairs of this man mentally. And he's really embarrassing himself, whether he realizes that or not. He's bringing forth shame, even to include upon the whole nation as well. So let's begin. This is the comment that he made on the X, right? As this reads, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking Strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise. And he had the nerve to say this too. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. So yeah, this man is losing his noodles. For real. And things are going to continue to get worse for the president. And that's just me being in the UK for too long, man. Proverbs 15 and verse 22 now. As this reads here, without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. And you already know, like, Trump isn't consenting to his advisory. That's why it's also called the administration, because it isn't just the president, it's also his advisories too, which they make the moves that they got to make. They're the ones that's making the decisions for the sake of the country. All right. So it's about all of them wrapped up in one. Now the president holds the most power, yes, but the administration holds their kind of level of power too. Okay, so they're all important. And just as well as what was said to Carl Starmer by Trump, he said to him, he said, look, man, like, why do you gotta go? And I did a video about this before, and him saying this, right? He said to Carl Starmer, because Carl Starmer must have mentioned that he has to go and have a word with his peoples, right? And I'm just saying it in my way. So he then begins to say, giving his speech, that why would you need to go to speak with your people when you're the prime minister? Something along those lines he said. So when he said that lets you know where his mind is at. Because he's the president, he can just do whatever the hell he wants to do. There's no need to consent to your advisory. There's no need to go before Congress. You could just kangaroo skip all of that and just do what you want to do. Right? So that's where this man is at mentally. He's pretty much becoming a madman. He's already a madman. All right? So let me read this again. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. And I can almost guarantee that most of the people that has been fired, or we can use another word, resigned, so to speak, has probably tried to tell him things about Iran, and he's just not having it. He really believes that America is so powerful that we can just do anything we want. And he even said it too. He said that he can do what he wills with Cuba. Like, he truly believes in America's strength, but America has weaknesses too, that Iran is actually showing the world right now. That's why he said this over here. Open the fucking Strait, you crazy bastards. Because America's, mighty and strong, but what does America survive off of? What does it need? It needs oil. So if there's no oil to access, then there's no America, no matter how mighty and great of power it is. Okay, it only takes one thing that is lost, and once that one thing is gone, then is again the whole entire corporation just results to nothing. Yeah, so these are the people here that have resigned. Notable high-level departures. Below are some of the most prominent figures who have left across both terms. Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, John Kelly, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Mick Mulvaney resigned, fired. So they decided to leave on their own merit, and they was told that they were fired. Michelle Flynn, HR McMaster, John Bolton, fired. Yeah, we know who John Bolton is. Jeff Sessions, William Barr resigned. James Matisse, and we're gonna elaborate on this man later on. Because I got some videos I want to play of this man. You have Mark Esper, Sean Spicer, Sarah Sanders, Stephanie in the list, and that's all they have right there. So this is a lot of people that's actually left. This is not good at all. All right, and the reason why they left, because he's not listening, and they see the writing on the wall. What America's gonna end up becoming if this man remains to be in the position of power. So yeah, let's read this now. Sirach 6 in verse 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name. Shame and reproach, even so shall a sinner that have a double tongue. Absolutely. So Trump isn't being a friend. Trump has shown the world that he is the enemy, and even among his own administration, some have left. And you may think, okay, well, there's only about maybe 8 people that left, 7 over here, right? But I think it's more than that. These are just the list that they have that have left, that have departed, right? So I think it's more like maybe over 10 people that left. But that's a lot of niggas to leave the administration. That's never happened before, I don't think, in America, where people have left, in that amount anyway. So yes, he's very difficult to deal with. Ego and pride is getting the best of him and is influencing him now. And the only thing that we can see where America's going to be heading towards is on the highway to hell. Let's move forward, shall we? Psalm 17 and verse 13, as this reads, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him and cast him down and deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's what the Lord is doing, little and little, just like how he destroyed the Canaanites. He destroyed them little and little. So the same way he's destroying these devils, and their plans are being frustrated. Things are going wrong each and every time that they try and activate their plans. And it's just, again, it's not going accordingly, is it? So frustration is kicking in. Panic is kicking in, all in one. And now he's resorting like he's some guy off the street somewhere, out of New York, talking that talk. Like, I remember years ago, man, you had a thing called, Smack DVD. And you had these little street gremlins that knew certain rappers, and they would get on there and talk shit and what have you. So that's how this guy sounded, man. Like he's a thug, but really they are thugs, though. That is the truth. DJ Trump and his administration that are just wilding out here. They're just a bunch of thugs, man. Even Peter Hicks said, you could tell that guy, he listens to nigga shit all day, man. And that rock shit they be listening to. These guys are thugs. These are the real thugs, man. And he like to call Jake a bunch of thugs. Simple ass people, man. That's what they are. They're just simple. And Esau used to be wise, man. But now they've resorted to just that. Being a bunch of simple asses. It is all good. So anyway, let's change the subject matter. And let's deal with this over here. Countries losing trust in the U.S. Global perception of the U.S. are shifting. Data from the Munich Security Conference shows a clear decline in trust across advanced and emerging economies, This visualization, created by visual capitalist Julia Wedling in partnership with Inigo, provides visual context to these shifting perceptions and highlights where sediments is changing fastest. These shifts reflect a broader reassessment of alliance in a more uncertain world. So we have over here declining trust across allies. Among traditional allies, the drop in trust is sharp. Canada records the steepest decline at 52% minus. Italy follows at 21% minus. France stands at 17% minus. Germany and Japan also shows a meaningful decline at 15 negative and 16 negative, and the UK is down 13 negative, and these are not isolated moves. They point to weakening the confidence across long-standing partnership. Exactly. Because now there's a division among them. Things have been done, and now you have both parties that are hurting. America's hurting, and as well as the rest of these European countries are hurting. So there's this spirit of error, which the Lord would have pronounced already for this to happen, as well as it was written in the scriptures in the book of Isaiah, if I'm correct, 19, that the spirit of error is going to influence Babylon. And this is what it is right now. And just like I said earlier before, things ain't going according to plan like it used to anymore. You know? And just like as this reads over here, policy uncertainty is one key driver, shifting trade's position and tariff threats. And I remember too, when DJ Trump was last in office, man, you had a lot of jakes that was doing pretty good. A lot of people were doing good. Even Edomites were doing good. So they remember the good old days. And they thought about, of course, bringing back DJ Trump. And since he's been back, he ain't been the same. Now the bad old days is here. All right. They thought Trump was going to bring them days back where prosperity was going to be. But that's not what we see right now, do we? It's actually worse than when Biden was in office, man. Due to the Strait of Hormuz being closed, now you're going to have in the future economic problems later on. Particular states in America, people are finding it difficult to get the gas that they need. And then you got gas that's mixed with sugar, I heard. So it's not good, man. It wasn't like this when Biden was in office. As bad as he was, Trump has a little bit exceeded, and he's going to more so exceed in the future. Because this is all downhill from here. So as this reads, rhetoric around territorial expansion has also raised concern, including proposal to annex Greenland and suggestions that Canada could become the 51st state. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Right. So yeah, that's one of the reasons, or the reasons, why certain allies don't trust America like they used to. So it's all coming apart, man. This whole entire world is coming apart. The civilization is on its way out. We're already at the end of this thing, man. So anyway, what I did is I typed in just for some more data. How come certain countries don't trust America? Certain countries distrust the U.S. primarily due to its history of military intervention, severe economic sanctions, and perceived arrogance in foreign affairs. That reminds me of, Daniel's, the 7th chapter, where it says that he was more stout than his fellows. Obadiah, 1, and if I'm correct, verse maybe 3 or verse 4, where it reads that they were deceived, though that dwellers in the clefts of the rocks. Many nations view the U.S. as a dominant power that prioritizes its own interests, often leading to a change in the world order and America first policies. And they've already said that many of times. These different presidents have come in and said, oh yeah, well, it's America first, right? Policies that diminish trust among long-term allies. Let me see what we could do here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to read right over here. Military intervention and foreign policy. The U.S. is often seen as a bully or an occupier. Oh, doesn't it read in the book of Jeremiah 51? Let's read that. So like it's Jeremiah 50 and verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I mean, what do you do with a hammer? You break things. So America has been breaking nations through, especially as I just read, through the sanctioning, or whether they physically have destroyed cities by dropping drones on people, sending military to certain areas like Baghdad and Iraq, and to terrorize people. So they've done all of that. They've shown that. But the time is going to come where the hammer of the whole earth, the bully, so to speak, is going to experience its end. And it's going to be a mighty end that the world is going to begin to see. That's in the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter. And there's other scriptures that I don't have in mind right now, but just that one. So I mean, America's destruction is going to be epic. It's going to be all around. People are going to know it. It's going to be well recognized. Let me say it that way instead. Yeah, so I think I've read what I needed to read. Oh yeah, let me read this as well. Changes in U.S. administration, such as the Trump era, have disrupted long-standing alliance and agreements, creating doubts about America's reliability and dedication to international pacts. And this is something that Jay Matisse was talking about, as I'm going to play the video of him soon. So let me just read this. Actually, no, I'm done reading that. Now we can get to this over here, because he says that. So let's play this video, and there's some points that I want to make on this as well.
A prudent character.
General Mattis, if we are going to deal with the regime that is in place and we are not leadership, General Mattis, if we are going to deal with the regime that is in place and we are not going to do it without our allies, is there a method or a mechanism for trust rebuilding? Is there a path forward?
Yeah, and you go to the heart of it right there. There's a saying about trust. It departs on a horse at a gallop. It comes back at a very slow walk. And I get the sense it's going to take us 8 to 12 years to restore the levels of trust that the allies believe that we are once again someone they can count on. We've treated them poorly, and I think it's going to take a while to recover. But it's going to be by giving our word.
And really, I would say for the most part, once you violate the trust that you've had with other nations that trusted in you, that's going to be pretty much gone for a very long time. Okay? Actually, forever, I would say. It's equivalent to your reputation. Once you destroy your reputation, because once it's gone, it's gone. And once the trust is gone, that's gone too. Okay, and that's just wanted to just elaborate on that. But let me play this video a little bit more to see what else he got to say, and we're going to get to the scriptures as well.
On something and living up to it, and going back to a strategic approach, and a good strategy is an appetite suppressant to war. It is not an appetite increasing tool. Because you don't go off and do silly things if you've got a strategy, because it sets priorities, and you don't do something, for example, reopen Russian oil, take sanctions off Russian oil, because, that's a key problem for Europe right now. You don't do certain things that end up actually causing you more problems down the road. So we're going to have to get back to thinking strategically and giving our word and living up to it.
You mentioned.
Yeah, I can see Trump, man. It's like, I ain't hearing what you got to say. That's why I chuckled a bit. Trump is pride eagerly influenced right now. He ain't seeing anything, man. He ain't listening, bro. Yeah, so let me read this right over here. This is Proverbs 15 and verse 33. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility, right? And before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So there's the flip side to it. So if you show humility first, what are you going to get? You're going to get honor. You forcefully want to be honored, then you're going to result to not being honored. You're going to receive shame. But if you want to be honored later, it's for you to be humiliated first. Okay? And America has been honored for a while. Now it's going to result to being brought to his knees to nothing. But before that is had, shame is going to be in effect. And this is where we at right now with it. Okay? So yeah, let's speaking about these precepts. Let's play this video too once again on this half of the video.
So right now, yeah, it's pretty.
So let me turn it up real quick.
Ryan, you're also a communications expert, and one of the things General Mattis has always said is that, and you said this to me when you were first on the firing line in 2019, you said you have to get out in front of the American people and you have to persuade them. You have to have a vigorous debate. People have to debate why they're engaging, and then they have to be informed. But Ryan, from a communication standpoint, is there still an opportunity to communicate with the American public?
Well, it probably seems murky because it is murky. And we have this sort of part of our culture right now that seems to think that planning and strategy and perspective, and I mean, you have one of the richest people in the world saying that empathy is going to be the downfall of Western civilization. We have another big Silicon Valley person say, I have zero introspection. I move forward. I never look backwards, which, by the way, is not what introspection is. Introspection is looking inwards. And a little bit of introspection probably would have saved Mark and Treason the scandal that came from those remarks, just thinking about how they might come off. But the point is, like, you're not an egghead or a loser or dweeb because you want to step back and think about things and you want to have a plan. Because ultimately you have to communicate those plans to the people down the line. And I think we're dealing with the consequences of this sort of celebration and the raising up of passion and emotion and impulse and gut, which the Stoics would have told us to be quite suspicious of, and we're raising that up over strategic thinking, forethought, expert knowledge, a sense of history, and then of course I think the big thing we're missing is humility, right? A sense of limitations, a sense of weakness. This isn't to say that you never proceed because you're humble. No, humility allows you to proceed confidently, knowing that you have a plan that matches strength against weakness, as opposed to the delusion that ego brings, which is...
and let's not forget pride to include. Now let me read Obadiah. What is it? 1, because I just quoted it, right? So I might as well just read it now in this time. Obadiah 1. Yeah, let's try verse 5. Obadiah 1 and verse 5. Nope. Let's go up here. Yes, verse 3. Obadiah 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, and thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So yeah, as the man said, and he has him thoroughly analyzed because he's an author, and I think he was writing a book about him. So and that's pretty much the thing with authors, man. Like people that write about other people or write books in general, they have to analyze the stories that they're about to tell or that they are telling, so he's pretty much got him figured out, and it's true. Like the man has no humility whatsoever. The proof of that is the fact that he triple tap school, which had all of these girls in it. It was 175 girls that died as a result of that. So that's just the thing. Like these individuals, man, that's in this administration, primarily DJ Trump, they're on that warpath, man, and that's really who he's okaying because that's just what that's just the energy he wants to pretty much drive home to convey a point to the world that look, we're still America, and you gonna respect us, or if you don't respect us, then we gonna bring you down to hell. But see, with this kind of energy that they're throwing out there is the same energy they're gonna get back, and it's coming, man. It's coming. So what I'll say to all of that is, I would say just keep it up. Okay, this is what we need in these last days for them to go down to nothing any doggone way. All right. That's as far as that goes. So, I mean, that's all I got to say with this video here. I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught me what I now know, and to include the elder bishops as well, through the Holy Spirit, and saluting to all of you brothers as well. And so I'm going to close. Shalom.